It has been a little tough out there on the G, and it is getting better. Mother Nature just keeps on throwing us these little curveballs and the likes of 6 inches of rain and things like that.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 9th, presented by Mercury. Hey, we're going to head on up to Lake Guntersville, talk to Tom Ott about frog fishing and the fishing in general there, getting ready for the Snag Proof Open. We're going to talk to Lee Pitts about Weiss Lake and touch on Neely Henry. And then we're going to connect with Josh Herron to tell us the information about the high current and the fishing there at Logan Martin and Lay Lake. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with what the guys have to say. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 9th. Hey, it's the week before the Snag Proof Open. Don't forget Frog Fest, Friday, 1 to 6, right here at Bucks Island. Bobby Barrett going to give you all the frog tips. But this guy right here, he's going to tell you where the fish are on Guntersville. Tom, I know you're out there hunting them. Help people put a few in the boat.
You know it, Dano. We're, definitely hunting them. It has been a little tough out there on the G, and it is getting better. Mother Nature just keeps on throwing us these little curveballs and the likes of 6 inches of rain and things like that. And, the way that really affects those mats is we get a real high rise in water, and you get your mats are suddenly underwater, and then you get a drop in the water as TVA gets prepared for some more rain coming in, and that really condenses your mats up. And it makes things like a fish getting through the grass pretty tough. But these cooler nights are really starting to help that. We're starting to see some good slime, some build up and that kind of thing. But, the big thing about the frog fishing is to really look at the contour under the grass. They're going to use the same highways and the same byways that they typically would without the grass. But once you get that mat over there and you get some sunshine, that's when that frog bite really picks up. And we're starting to see that now. We're starting to see some really nice fish coming out of the grass, whether it be flipping or frog. But, with the frog bite, there's just no better heart-stopping action than to see a big one come through that grass. So, that's what my suggestion is right now. Start looking at those backs of those big feeder creeks, those secondary points on those feeder creeks, and looking for those mats that are just built up and haven't got washed away by any of this heavy current on the main river.
What's the water temperature that you're seeing around the lake right now? Are we in the 70s, low 70s, or are we kind of still hovering up there? Has it really dipped much?
We didn't see a big drop, but we're still in that 72 to 75 degree range, just really depending upon what time, what kind of sunlight we get. And again, that surface temp, but, we've definitely seen a drop. We get down to the 60s, we're really going to have some fish eating hard.
And I'm sure that there's a little bit of a crappie bite that's starting up, might having to use some live bait or some things like that. And of course, pay attention for the stripers that start schooling all over the place on those little shad that are young of year. But also, Tom, as always, man, we appreciate everything. Everybody have fun out there. Be safe. And don't forget Frog Fest. We'll see you there. I know we'll see you.
I'll be
Jennifer.
there.
Sounds good.
I will be there. All
Thanks
right,
for
guys.
spending some
Y'all
time
have
with
a
us
good
again.
one. Be safe out there.
You too. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 9th, presented by Mercury. It's time for us to head on up to Lee Pitts, the most infamous guide on Weiss Lake, the crappie king of Weiss Lake. Lee's going to tell us what's going on that big lake. He's also going to hit Neely Henry for us. Let's start at Weiss Lake, Lee. What's going on up there?
Things are picking up a little bit. It's still the key to this is still the water temperature. We're 75 degrees and getting up there close to 80 during midday. So the thing that's really going to help the bite here is getting that water temperature cooling down some. I know I say it week after week. We're getting close. It's coming. It's getting there. But the fish we're catching, they're not really bunching up on this structure, and they're not out on the river ledges right now. It's they're still in the deep water, but you got to find that wood cover, brush piles, stumps, things like that. The fish are really relating to wood, and we're catching 2 or 3 off each little stump we go to. Then you can move on, but they're good quality fish. So that's one good thing. We are catching some bigger fish and not as many throwbacks, but the cooler water is really going to help us.
Is that the crappie bite you're talking about, or is the bass included there? Is everything deep?
No, that's just with the crappie. Our bass, they're kind of making their move. I've talked to a lot of the guys. I've been crappie fishing all week, and but I'm running into a lot of these guys and seeing them and talking to them. And the same thing we've been doing is a smaller spinner bait, square bill. Some of these guys getting up tight, still pitching dock, your shallow dock, 2 to 4 foot. But a lot of some of the bigger spots are moving up on some of these hard bottoms in the shallow water. Water's about 2.5 foot low, 2 foot, a couple of inches, something like that. Even with this rain coming in and out, they're still keeping this water down. So that's putting these fish where they need to be for that fall bite. They're getting around the wood cover on the shallow docks. Getting back in the bays some, and still some fish being caught out on the main lake on some of these rock piles. Anywhere you can find that 2 to 4, 5 foot of water, a good hard bottom, the fish are starting to feed in, and even the small fish, with the spots that you're catching, they're fat. So they're feeding up right now, so things are looking good.
Yeah, and I know Neely Henry's kind of similar. Look around those docks. The crappie, you might shoot some docks around there, but also look on those deeper channel bends in the creeks. And then the bass bite, you're going to have to look local, main lake grass going into those pockets as well. Follow the bait. You probably put some fish in the boat that way. Square bills, small spinner baits, that kind of stuff. Lee, man, as always, we appreciate everything, dude. Thanks for spending this time with us, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Thank y'all. I'm going to get back after them.
Go. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 9th, presented by Mercury. We're going to connect with Josh Herron right now and head ourselves on down to Logan Martin and Lay Lake. What's going on down there on those bodies of water?
The key word for this week's going to be current. The lower river basin's got a ton of rain. You should expect to see a ton of current, which ought to make fishing absolutely phenomenal this coming weekend. Logan was on the winter drawdown, so you can expect it to kind of back up a little bit. But it's still going to be a really good time. Any of these little eddy seams you see that are right on the main lake are going to be great this weekend. These fish, we're coming into the cooler water temperatures. These fish are really going to be feeding up on shad, and this current's really going to position these fish this weekend to have a great weekend. Your spinner baits are going to play really big. Shallow running crankbaits are going to be great. Your jigs are going to play. It ought to definitely be the turn in the fall where we start getting into some really good fishing.
So let me ask you a question. There's a ton of bait in the system. We drive over the bridges around here going back and forth on errands and such. Do you want to target that, or do you want to look where maybe there's not quite as much bait and look for fish that might be sitting there waiting for something to happen?
Man, that's a really good question. I traditionally try to avoid areas that are choked out with bait. The way I see it is, if you and me were to walk up to a buffet and you've got 10 ribeyes laying there and you've got something that kind of looks like a ribeye, why are you going to worry about the thing that kind of looks like something when literally all you have to do is walk down the aisle and eat whatever you want to?
Yeah.
So, I think you can actually come into a situation where there's too much natural competition that's too readily available, if that makes sense.
Yeah, gotcha, absolutely. Is Lay Lake kind of playing the same way, and are you seeing crappie boats out these days?
I haven't seen that many crappie boats out yet. They'll really start showing up here in the next few weeks. Generally right after Halloween is when the crappie bite starts turning on pretty good. Lay's going to set up the same way. It's still being really dictated by spotted bass, or what I would consider spotted bass. Mm-hmm. But over the next week or two, the largemouth really should start coming into play again. This is actually one of my favorite times of year to fish lay for spotted bass. I really like throwing a jerkbait on the lake this time of year. A lot of people don't. I think the water temperature's too warm for it, but this is, like I said, it's one of my favorite times of year that you can actually get out and jerk on lay and catch some really good spots doing it.
Well, Josh, as always, man, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you again soon. Well, that'll wrap up our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 9th, presented by Mercury. Thanks to everybody for sharing all the information. We hope that helps you put a few fish in the boat. Don't forget to stop on by and see us in the loft out at Bucks Island. If you need parts, tackle, service, or if you're looking for that new boat, we're here for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You might even be able to find us on TikTok. Subscribe. You'll find everything that happens first here. But we want to alert you to something new that's going to be coming to Bucks Island. We announced last week the passing of our friend and brother, Jamie Collette, one of our employees and our friends here. We're going to have November the 6th at Coosa Landing, the Fish for Jamie charity tournament to raise funds for his kids. We're going to have a guaranteed payback, first, second, third, big fish and a small fish, $2,000 for first place, $1,500 for second place, $1,000 for third, $500 for big fish, and $250 for the smallest keeper. The rest of the payout will be decided by the number of entries. $150 entry fee. We're going to raise funds for those kids so that they can have a little bit of extra money to be able to push themselves through and be able to help remember our friend and brother. So we look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Call us with any questions you have about that or anything else, and we're here for you. Thanks to all of us at Bucks Island, and we hope to hear from you soon.